from Cusco. I am having more tea this morning because I am having a little bit of headache and altitude sickness symptoms. Evie, who has become addicted to the coca tea, is doing just fine, which really is the important thing. I want to make sure that my baby is okay. But we got up, we had our nice little breakfast that was included. It didn't, yeah, we need to go get our stuff. It didn't really feel appropriate to film in the breakfast area. So we have some photos. The local bread was better than the other bread. And Evie had some yogurt that was very thin, kind of like the Japanese yogurt. But yeah, it was a pretty typical little European style breakfast buffet. But yeah, we're gonna finish our tea and get our stuff. And today we head out for a tour of the Sacred Valley and along the Urubamba River. And the other places we're going, I can't say from memory. So we're just gonna talk about them as we get to them. All right, join us. We have made it onto the bus and we learned a lot from our guide that we finally got to meet, Freddie. He gave us all of our tickets and talked to us a little bit about what to expect over the next couple days. We are on our way to a tour of the Sacred Valley. I know we're going to a market, I know we're going along a river, but I really don't know all of what's in store because our itinerary is not very detailed. So it's gonna be as much of a surprise for us as it is for y'all. And if y'all know anything about me, I don't normally travel this way. But we've been told this is by far the easiest way to see the Sacred Valley and get to Machu Picchu. So we're putting our faith in this. One thing we just learned, if you notice as we drive along, that there are a lot of rainbows, a lot of flags. You see the Peruvian flag and a rainbow flag. We thought it was what? And what did it turn out it actually is?
It's the flag. It's the flag for
Cusco. It's the Cusco flag. So he made sure we knew that as Americans and tourists, that is the Cusco flag. And that explains why a lot of the Inca style jewelry we've seen is rainbow. So there you go. All right, we'll catch up with you when we kind of figure out what's going on. But this is a very cool town. I like the vibe here. Do you like the vibe here? Yeah.
So we did not stop at this archaeological site. It's right outside of Cusco, and its name, I'm not kidding you, is Sexy Woman.
You're all snotty. Do you want some? Do you want some?
As you get in your pictures,
Yeah? No?
you continue.
Do you want a little? Do you want some too? No? They don't want any. No? You don't want any? Nobody wants any today. It's so unfair. No one wants to eat any. These are the sexy llamas. The short hair llamas with long legs and eyelashes. Did you finally find a friend who wanted some food? These are the, yeah. Hi, little baby. Yes, you're so precious. This guy is so derpy looking. Hi, friend. So these guys over here are alpaca, and what we learned is that alpaca, after 2 years, you can get about 30 kilograms of wool. So they are more for wool, and the llama were more for pack animal usage, because they can carry 25 to 30 kilograms. He's a big guy. He wants some. So this is a guanaco. They are the biggest, they're the wildest, and they were the first. They are, the Inca needed something domesticated, and they were having trouble domesticating this beautiful guanaco here. And eventually they bred and evolved into the llama to carry their stuff, and eventually they bred and evolved into a breed of alpaca too for wool that was better for wool. So, interesting. These are more often found in Patagonia than in Peru, but this guy is my bestie. I love him. These are vicuña. They almost went extinct. They're the princess of the Andes, and they've been working hard to revitalize the population. They are wild. They're not a domesticated animal, but this baby right here loves to get kisses, as you could see in those photos. He said they're a lot in temperament, a lot like white-tailed deer in the United States. He doesn't want kisses from the vicuña. She learned her lesson from that deer in Nara, Japan, that tried to eat her hair. Do you remember that? That's what he was doing to me. He was eating my hair. Wrap up of the llama farm, or really all the pack animals of South America. The animals were very cool. That was a very fun experience. The gift shop at the end was a hard sell. They put a lady with you to walk around and try to sell you on stuff, and stuff was very expensive, very expensive. And then at the end, they charged us a lot more than what she told us the price was. So we're gonna move on. It's okay. It's all right. We're gonna move on. Show us your new prized possessions, because this was maybe, oh, for sure, the most expensive stuffed animal that you've ever gotten. Mm-hmm. It's
made with real fur.
It's made with real fur.
And it's from a llama farm.
And it's from a llama farm. I know. We priced a bunch of stuff out at the airport store. All the things that we wanted, just so we would kind of know like what the gift shop price was versus, you know, when you're in these kind of environments. Yeah, we paid like double. But that's okay. It's okay. We also supported small family co-op businesses, and they took advantage of us because we're Americans. So it is what it is. But what's your little guy's name gonna be?
I need to get on mine.
Oh, okay. All right. That was a priceless experience, though, getting to feed and see and play with all the animals. So it was great.
Let's keep going, please.
You're the kui.
Let's keep going.
Evie doesn't want me to have one for dinner.
Hi, little guy.
So here is your panoramic view of the Sacred Valley, and it's beautiful. You can see in the background the mountains that are high enough to have snow all the time. Because right here, even though we are very, very high up, since we're so close to the equator, you don't get snow. We are here at the Pisac ruins in the Andes Mountains in the Sacred Valley, and it's some altitude, yeah? He gave us something called agua florida that you're supposed to like breathe in. I'm gonna have to look up later what that is, and we're gonna have maybe a snack after we tour the ruins, but I think we're running short on time because he's like, we're gonna do it all together quickly. So let's see what this is all about. He's calling us. So these are the famous Inca terraces that they built into the sides of the mountains to be able to grow things. And you can see, if you look very closely, examples of the cloud steps or the floating steps that they used to move, getting into my video, that they used to go from level to level. Let's see if I can zoom in on one. Maybe, yeah, right there. So we've learned that the terraces are layers of rock, then gravel, then sand, and then dirt, and that helped drain the water during the rainy season down into the mountain. Up here, you have the urban area, and so you can see all the doorways and the windows are trapezoidal shapes because that was earthquake proof. And can't you just imagine Pacha in The Emperor's New Groove? He lives up in that house way up there, right? Yeah, it's so cool. I'm so excited to be here right now. All right, so we got the choclo, the Inca snack, the corn that's the huge kernels, and it has a piece of cheese in it that Evie does not want to try. All right, I'll take the cheese out. Okay, and you can tell me what the corn tastes like.
It's really hot.
Yeah, it's like feta cheese though.
It's really hot.
There was a sign down in the town. There was a mural, and it said, "We are all seeds from the same choclo."
I can't tell if I like it or not.
Can't tell. Is it like corn,
No.
or is it different? It's different. What does it taste like?
I don't know.
You don't know? Got to think on it.
Yeah.
It tastes like corn, but it's chewy.
Yeah.
It's like big and much chewier than, I think we're at Cooking Spot.
We
It's big and much chewier than like regular corn. I'm gonna taste some of it with the cheese because that's how you're supposed to eat it. It's better with the cheese. I agree with you, like salt, butter, pepper, right? But it's corn. Giant corn. Oh, did you almost drop the cheese? Final verdict, it's better with the cheese. And it would be even better with a little salted butter. Yeah. In fact, it would probably be pretty good with some salted butter. Or more cheese. Yeah. But this was Evie's first time having what I'm assuming is feta. It's probably some local version of feta. But it tastes like feta cheese. I think our bus is done.
We have lost silver, copper, and gold. Now, when silver is like this, it's too difficult to work. It's too soft. What do we do?
Do you want to hold
we
it?
have to mix it with this. What this is copper. Okay?
Okay.
The most famous quality of silver.
So we learned all about how silver jewelry gets made here, and the rainbow we've learned is, part of the Inca symbolism. And so these are some of the minerals that they use: jade, turquoise, abalone, fool's gold, lapis lazuli, and It's Peru's Independence Day, so they're having, that's the town square down there, so they're having like parades and stuff and speeches. And we have a few more minutes in the market here. They took us in a silver store, which if you've been on this kind of thing before, it's clearly a hard sell. They're trying to get you to buy from them. So we've resisted this time and just came out. Yeah. So we came out to explore the rest of the market. So I get the feeling Evie doesn't love markets here. Why do they make you uncomfortable?
I'll talk about it later.
You'll talk about it later. They don't speak English. Well, she doesn't like feeling hustled. And, they gotta get their hustle on. Especially because they have had a big drop in tourism in the last 5 years. And we're Americans, so we look like we are gonna buy stuff. Yeah. But I did bargain. I did buy something. We'll show you on the bus. And I bargained for it.
That's crazy.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
That seems new.
No, you're supposed to bargain.
To me, that seems new.
But I know, but that's how it works. That's how it works. We've arrived at our lunch destination. It is very clearly a tourist buffet spot. We'll see how it is. He's playing my favorite song. That's wild.
The buffet line was very, very long, but on my plate I have some quinoa, mashed potatoes, I have a cauliflower cake, I have alpaca, and pork Peruvian style. Yes. Evie has rice and noodles. How's yours? Fine? Mediocre? Food? Okay. So I recorded my whole food review and wasn't actually recording. So here we go one more time. This time you'll get to not watch me chew because I can tell you what it tastes like without having to chew it on camera. So this is the alpaca. It's in kind of a tomatoey pot roasting type sauce, and if you didn't know it was alpaca, you probably wouldn't know it was alpaca. It has kind of a lamb-like flavor, like you can tell that it's a little bit gamier than maybe a beef or something like that. And it's a little on the tough side. It's very lean, which is probably why it's on the tough side. The Peruvian pork is in a sauce that almost reminds me of like an Indian butter chicken, but it's really good too. I think it's probably one of the red peppers. There's different varieties of red pepper that grow here that are all called ají that they make things with. The cauliflower cake is egg and cauliflower like cooked together. It's cold, and it's pretty good too. It's got an ají sauce on it as well, which is that red pepper sauce, but it's not spicy, not hot and spicy at all. And then I also had quinoa, which is one of the ancient grains of the Andes, the sacred grains. And this salad has a little bit of a lemony profile to it. But yeah, all in all, pretty good. I'm gonna get some ceviche in a minute. All right, so we got dessert. This is the Suspira de Limeña. We don't know what it is. All it said was traditional Peruvian dessert. Then we got these guys. They are called pica somethings, and it also just said traditional Peruvian dessert. In here, I have rice pudding because I gotta try the arroz con leche from Peru. We did a whole arroz con leche tasting at school last year. Is it good? It's good? Yeah, what does it taste like?
A donut.
A donut? It was,
so good.
yeah, he was making them fresh. He had like a whole bowl of yeast dough and he was like forming them and dropping them into the oil and frying them fresh. What is the syrup that it had to dip in? It's like maple? Okay. And you said the Suspira de Limeña tastes like a melted merengue? Okay. Well, I'm gonna try the purple corn pudding and the rice pudding. That was not the texture I was expecting.
Mom, can I please have this?
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
So for one, the purple corn pudding tastes a lot like the chicha morada that I had the other day. It's got the same kind of spices to it, but it's like super like jelly, like a really loose jelly. Evie is having a conniption over here about how good these things are. So let's try this next.
I'm out.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's softer than a donut. And it's got anise in it. I was like, what are the little seeds? It's anise. They're anise seeds. So it's got kind of a licoricey flavor. Yeah? Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. You may have my other one. I'm the best mom ever? All right, let's see. Let's try these Suspira de Limeña.
It tastes like a real big meringue. Tell me I'm wrong.
You are right.
Yeah.
It does taste like a melted merengue.
It also looks like one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very much like like you started making a marshmallow and you didn't let it finish.
Yeah. It's good though.
And then there's also like a little bit of lemony stuff in here, and it's kind of like purple colored. I don't know what it's flavored with. We're gonna have to look all these things up later because I did do some research about the food, but apparently not nearly enough. So yeah, all right, well we're gonna, oh, the rice pudding. I almost forgot. Yeah, that's terrible. So far, it's not good. It's like liquidy and just rice. It has no taste. So I'm gonna still have to give it to the rice puddings that our Spanish immersion teachers made last year. But oh, what is this? Is this this is the passion fruit cake? It's pretty good. The pica or whatever, pica something. I was trying to remember, and all I said was pica, and I forgot the end of it. But that was definitely the best dessert. Yeah, Evie says it's the most amazing thing. So.
The traffic was bad, so we had to get off with all of our stuff to walk. It is the last living Inca town, and also the site of this gorgeous archaeological ruin that we are walking up right now. Oh, it's so dusty. Okay. Do you want to go back down? Yes. Okay. We might have had enough. Where's the town? Pardon me. Olan Tambayo. Alright, and yes, we can go back down. So these stones they've got down here are showing how the Inca may have joined their stonework together. And you can see how some of them are kind of cut like Legos, or are cut with a male piece sticking out and then a hole like you would find like a female piece, and they think that may be how they joined the rocks together so tightly without mortar. The altitude, man. We gave up. The rest of the tour group climbed a little bit higher, but we came back down and we are getting ready to find our way to the train station. I think I'm gonna buy us some water and sodas maybe. Evie's a little salty. So we're gonna find our way there and get on our train to Agua Calientes, which is the kind of base station before Machu Picchu tomorrow. We walked from Ollantaytambo, which I have practiced saying this whole walk, to the train station, and I think that we have almost found it. And we survived our walk. This is not traveling 101. Definitely not. So getting over here might not have been traveling 101, but we are certainly no longer the only tourists. Now, we may be the only Americans, but we are certainly not the only tourists. And I think that the Inca Rail, they have all these people in costumes that take you to your train, and there's like music, and it's a very festive, very touristy atmosphere. So a little different than where we were before. Yeah. They do. They lead you to your carriage. It's a party. It's a parade on the way to the train. We made it on the train, the Voyager, to Machu Picchu. Not all the way to Machu Picchu, to Agua Calientes. But this is cool. Yeah? You feel better now that we're on the train? Still nervous?
Casarse con quien su padre, el Inca Pachacútec, elija. Pero el destino
They're doing a play.
a Ochanta.
We have to try to find our name.
So we felt like we walked forever, but this town is really cute. It is, right? Like, it's very obviously a tourist town. Like the only people that are here
really
are tourists, yeah. But it's super cute. So yeah, right. So here is our room. We have 2 beds again, and Evie is very excited to show the shower. What shower? What is the shower situation like in our beautiful room here? Wait for it. Wait for it.
Rainbow.
A rainbow
And it's
shower.
And it's clear, so I can put my tablet here and watch it.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna be living in luxury in the shower.
So one thing we learned is that it is called Machu Picchu Pueblo and not Agua Calientes. Agua Calientes is because it's got a hot springs a little further north, but really the name of the town is Machu Picchu Town, Machu Picchu Pueblo. And it is very touristy compared to where we've been. No? All these people are tourists. Yes, they are. So Evie picked our dinner establishment. We have a nice balcony view of the train station and the rest of the town over there. We both got some nice Inca Colas, and they brought us these little like toasted salted corn kernels. Evie's face told me she didn't like them very much. They kind of powder in your mouth, right? They're kind of powdery.
This is like nuts to me.
Yeah, they taste kind of like a nut, like a nutty popcorn, like a popcorn as a nut. Yep, If a popcorn was a nut, that's what it would taste like. Yep. So Evie has chosen pasta pomodoro.
I'm Italian.
She's living out the bochi.
Yes.
Yes. I got arroz chaufa, which is basically fried rice.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you've ever been to the Peruvian restaurant, the chain restaurant in Greensboro, which the name escapes me right now, but there is. It's over on Wendover near where Zoe's Kitchen used to be, next to World Market. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. What is it called? Viva Chicken, maybe? Yes. Okay. They have arroz chaufa as a side, well, as an entree and a side. But it's because there's a big Chinese immigrant population from a long time ago in Peru. And so it has kind of become part of the local cuisine. It seems like that spaghetti's treating you right over there. You're kind of chowing down. That's kind of what you had for lunch too.
All right, so I'm gonna film a little outro to answer some of the questions that we were asking as we were filming this video. So first, the donut thing that we had at lunch is called a picarron. I don't know why I couldn't remember that at the time. And it's actually made with sweet potato, which is probably why it was a little bit softer of a dough. It is made with anise sometimes, and then sometimes with other things as the flavoring. And the syrup is not maple, it's a molasses. It's a certain kind of syrup. Hi. that they use to flavor a lot of things and sweeten a lot of things here. Then one of the other things that we learned about today was the agua florida, the stuff that he had in like a bottle and he was putting it in everybody's hands for you to like breathe in. And it's apparently used, it's a Peruvian thing. It's used by shamans. They like spritz it on people, which I think I've seen in travel shows. But it has way too many ingredients for me to try to remember. It's like a whole mix of different scents and essential oils and things. I have no idea why he was giving it to us, but it smelled good. It was interesting. I was gonna say one more thing about our tour today. So the guide that we had spoke a bunch of languages, but one of them was Quechua. And one thing that he kept talking about was how important maintaining the language was to maintaining the connection to the history and passing down knowledge and information, everything from like how to dry potatoes to how to rotate corn varieties through the terraces so that they don't deplete the soils. And because Quechua is traditionally an oral language, it's not written down. So if you lose the language, you lose all of that knowledge and that historical information. And I think that's true of a lot of indigenous populations around the world. So it was just interesting to hear him talk about that in the context of the Andes and the people that are from this region of the world. The other thing that I noticed as we were driving around, most of the places we were today until we got here to Machu Picchu Pueblo were not touristy locations at all. Even the places that were very crowded with people were crowded with people because it's Peru's Independence Day, and so lots of local people had off of work, and so they were going and doing things, and some of them chose to come to some of the archaeological sites. A lot of them chose to come to the archaeological sites. But one thing that we noticed as we were driving through the towns is he talked about how a lot of them are co-ops, basically. So the people that live in the town are primarily farming, and they all kind of just take turns and rotate through taking care of the same crops and supporting each other, and kind of taking care of each other because it's kind of a subsistence type of lifestyle. And a lot of people are still using like pack animals and different things. It reminded me a lot of being in Cuba and like rural Cuba, where everything is sort of in a state of repair and construction. And you've got things like Wi-Fi and satellite dishes alongside people using donkeys to carry things. So it was a really cool day getting to learn about the Inca and the tribes before them, the people before them, and their societies and their farming techniques and their building techniques and all of that, and just seeing how the people in this part of the world live. So I cannot wait for tomorrow. I am checking something off my bucket list and I am very excited, but we have to be up extremely early, so we are going to get some sleep. See you on the next adventure.